We about to open up a whole can of primatology discussion. So sit your candy ass down, because it's monkey time, bitch. Gorilla Radio. Turn that shit to a reasonable volume so as to be considerate of others.
Monkeys go directly to hell.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gorilla Radio Show, episode 80. We are now officially octogenarians. No reason to mention that. I just like the word. I'm a big fan of septuagenarians and octogenarians.
They're good words.
They're good words.
They are good words.
And also shout out my favorite public transport, SEPTA. Big shout out
That's
to
your
SEPTA,
favorite
as
public
always.
transport?
No, I just needed to say something, man.
Just looking for things to say.
Just looking for things to say.
Filling
You
dead air.
already know me. I'm Chandran, and I'm joined, as always, by Austin.
Hi.
That's Austin. And Greg.
Useless. Hello, everybody. How are we doing?
I don't know what to say there.
You say,
How
hey,
are
my
we doing,
name's
everybody,
Austin. Good
today?
to see you again, et
Are
cetera,
we
et
doing
cetera.
bad? I'm doing
We're doing bad. We're doing bad. You know,
Yeah, we're doing
We're
real
waiting
bad.
We're waiting for the U.S. boots to hit the ground in Iran with bated breath.
I'm going to be so real. I hope you guys are doing good, because I'm not. I've been monitoring the situation, and it looks like...
Let's
It
get this
looks
out.
like,
Let's get this out now before we start.
Yeah,
the
let's
actual
just get it all out
episode.
now so that I can focus without freaking out. But it does look like a country of 90 million people that's highly industrialized and wants to simply exist is going to be completely flattened by an American-led coalition of states hell-bent on making sure that no country other than themselves and Israel are allowed to have any form of national success. I am deeply not good. I am not doing well, everyone.
How long has America been gunning for Iran? I feel like
40
we
years.
haven't invaded Iran in
40 years we've
Ever?
been gunning for
Okay.
fucking a chance.
because we
We've
didn't
been
get them in
gunning for
Desert
a chance for
Storm
40
and we
years.
didn't get them in 2000, right?
What's
No,
interesting is
although
that in
people
2003...
they tried to
in
bring
2000
Iran into it.
In 2003, Iran was acted as a partner of the United States during its invasion of Afghanistan and its invasion of Iraq, who are two historical kind of enemies
Never
of Iran.
partner with the United States.
also,
It's never going to work out. They're
Yeah.
they're just going to turn on you.
The truth of the matter is that Iran stands as the only remaining nation in the Middle East, the only one left, that has not been completely devolved by Israel. Israel has dedicated the last 50 years to making sure that there is no state in the Middle East that has the capacity to do anything about them. It seems like as of today, June 17th, we're either going to be at war tomorrow, if we haven't already been doing these airstrikes this whole time. I don't know. Keep the people of Iran in your thoughts. They're being killed just like the people of Gaza are being killed. There's been massive civilian casualties in Iranian cities for the last 6 days because Israel does not do anything other than area bomb. They flatten entire city blocks. So this is not a good thing. It's not going to be a good thing, and it sucks to say, but all of us as Americans are going to be complicit in that. We lack suitable opposition, and we lack the capacity to really focus on so many things at once. It's been an excellent operation by the American right, giving us so many things to be worried about that are pressing matters, that are the most important thing, except there's 5 or 6 of them, and there's not enough of us. So, all I can say is that if we go to war, resist in any way you can. Resist.
Yeah.
And that's my piece. I'm going to go back to silently freaking out for the rest of the episode.
Okay. Well,
I'm rooting for you, Ayatollah. Death to America.
honestly, that's probably worth keeping in the public episode, just as a
I think
little
so.
statement of who we are for the audience we're going to be talking to. Because I can't really get a solid grasp on what the average makeup of the person in this community is, but today I wanted to talk about the most recent and closest to me iteration of this phenomenon. Is called Jungletwt, shortened to like Jungletwt, like the TWT thing, you know what I mean.
They let us say that.
They love to shorten it like that. But it's to give you all a very brief overview of what I have observed it to be, because I wouldn't say I'm like in it. I've just seen it because I post about monkeys, but it seems to be like a sort of online collective of like ethical primate memes, which is a very interesting mission, but I gotta rock with it. So let's fucking talk about it. I made a Google Doc just rambling about it, so I think we can fill some space for an episode with this.
How do you feel about this as the cover there?
Booty, ooh, I like that. Booty's burner.
Booty's burner.
So I'm not sure when exactly this whole community started. If I had to place a start point of when I started, like, for real seeing it, probably around COVID, which is when everyone was going insane, but, you know.
Yeah, we're all losing our fucking minds.
So there's this community of, I'd say, online primate fans that has developed dedicated to making ethical primate memes, usually revolving around orangutans, baby orangutans specifically, and it's got, like, a heavy link to the show. It's a British public broadcast show called Orangutan Jungle School, and so honestly, I've been meaning to watch that, but it's very hard to find on streaming services because it's a fucking British public broadcast TV show. But there's a lot of clips on YouTube, and I'm honestly sure, like, most of us have seen at this point. Like, have you guys ever seen the video of the baby orangutans with that fake snake, and the guy comes with a stick and beats the snake to death?
I have not, no.
Have you? Oh my, okay, look it up. Baby orangutans snake school or whatever, I don't know. Yeah, orangutans need to learn to fear snakes on the Smithsonian Channel.
Interesting.
They're all, like, huddled up, hugging each other, hiding from the snake.
Alright, so they put this snake covered in cloth
Right.
out in their enclosure, or just wherever they are? Are they in an enclosure?
This is in Indonesia, so
Okay.
they're, like, it's a sanctuary, but it's, like, in the middle of the fucking forest.
Oh, okay. So there's like a little family of, like, I don't know, at least 8 to 12 orangutans here. I think these are all adolescents. I don't see any
Yeah, they're
adults.
all babies because they're orphans. The premise of the show is they're orphans, and they're teaching them how to survive on their own in the wild. So they're teaching them to fear these snakes.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys haven't pulled up this video and are watching alongside us right now, you're missing out, by the way.
Yeah, they're very cute. They're rolling around.
I mean, the premise...
There he is.
Like, the thing is, baby orangutans are maybe the cutest animals on the face of this earth.
They're so adorable.
They're
They are so
little
scared of the
people.
snake.
They're
They're
little orange
hugging and
people.
rolling
They're baby
around each
Donalds.
other. Technisi Muliono
there
to the
goes my
rescue.
He just beat the shit out of that
takes
snake.
a big stick and beats the snake to death. like a dad, like, trying to convince their kid that it's okay, I dealt with it, it's all gone now.
Yeah, it's like, it's teaching them they need to be afraid of it, but also that it can be dealt with by beating it to death with a stick.
I like to say, yeah, these babies seem pretty quickly.
They're getting brave. They're gonna start fighting back.
Yeah.
So the reason why I chose this as a topic is, I'm sorry, we're still watching the video.
Okay, sorry.
So I got my start, I guess, like, as a primatologist in general, posting proboscis monkeys online. So this was probably like 2017, 2018. I was in high school at the time, and I was still convinced that I was going to do computer science when I went to college. LOL. Many such cases.
Many such cases. Weren't we all?
Which, by the way, honest to God, the one benefit of being a Maoist for, like, 2 semesters in my freshman year of college is that it, like, made me have this epiphany that, oh my God, everyone's forcing kids to take all these, like, coding and programming classes because they want to oversaturate the computer science field so that the laborers become so cheapened that no one's getting paid anything and no one's getting a job. Which did happen, for the record. That's happening. If you're in computer science, you know this shit's happening to you right now.
Now, how did that whole industry thing and industry-minded focus on finding a good career after college, how'd that all come up?
Well, I decided if I'm fucked anyway, I might as well go fully into the monkey thing. And so that's what I did. Yeah. So when I was in high school, I started this proboscis monkey blog. It just called proboscismonkey.tumblr.com. And
Simple, straightforward, to the point. Everyone knew what they were there for.
I would spend hours at a time finding proboscis monkey pictures. I was dedicated to this shit. I would queue up 3 photos of proboscis monkey photos a day to post, like, on a schedule. And
how far ahead would you schedule them?
As far as I could schedule them, honestly, because I would just like take the time to like. Eventually, near the end of my tenure running this blog, it started getting really hard to find unique photos that I hadn't posted before. So I had to get real creative with it. I was like, at one point, my strategy was I would just pick a random language and search the name for proboscis monkey in that language to get unique photos. And I was finding like fucking like Malaysian line stickers of proboscis monkeys, you know. So I was really getting in there. I was in the weeds of it. But that's sort of how this like weird obsession became my career path, more or less, is I just started posting pictures online. And I feel like there's a close similarity between what I did and sort of what's happening with the jungle Twitter, the monkey Instagram. I'm not sure what it's called on Instagram, but I believe it really originated on Instagram. But, you know, I decided to follow my dreams because of that fateful encounter. Maybe a slightly different generation of poster. But I'm wondering, I'm almost worried that this phenomenon is like convincing a bunch of people to go into primatology.
Oversaturate the field, man.
No, it's not even that. It's that like I gotta, because like I can't even get a job, man. It's hard out here.
There's 3 jobs and 2 grants that the entirety of the primatology field lives off of. There's only so many slices we can cut the cake, folks. Okay, if you like monkeys, don't pursue your dreams. All right, Austin needs a job.
No, that's not true.
That's
you can do whatever you want. Just,
No, that's 100%. That's 100% true.
just know that you're probably going to be in academia for the rest of your life. So you gotta.
Yeah. Oh, Phil,
I just got rejected from UPS. Fuck!
How does that keep happening to you?
I don't know.
Damn, not even fit to sling packages onto a van.
So Greg, now that you've rejoined us,
Sorry, not Greg,
you didn't
drunk.
miss much. I was just giving some backstory as to my origins as a primatologist running a proboscis monkey blog that you
Yep.
probably would have made an autism joke about. Which, you know, the ground is still...
Do you want me to?
Yeah, go for it, champ.
Fucking autist. All right.
So, yeah.
Now, I do want to say for the listeners at home, you might remember the prominent proboscis monkey that used to grace your Twitch setup. When you streamed on Twitch, there was a little proboscis monkey that always just kind of sat behind you.
Yeah, whatever happened to him?
Oh, yeah, that's a poster that's in my room now.
Yeah,
You know what's funny about
You
that?
keep the proboscis monkey in your bedroom?
So, you know what
Watches over him
that...
every night.
You just reminded me
says
of...
his Hail Marys to it.
of how I got that poster. I was running this proboscis monkey blog in high school, the height of the like sort of proboscis craze in my life.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And it was leaking out into aspects of my real life as well. I would be like changing people's desktop backgrounds to it to fuck with them, and at one point, one of my teachers who hated me, I printed out a photo of a proboscis monkey and cut it into a heart shape and glued it into the back of his yearbook. Didn't sign it, but he knew it was me.
He knew. Oh, there's only so many children with monkey autism. that would do this.
I guess so.
I can name them all right now. It's one.
But people recognized what I was doing, and there was a Secret Santa.
They call you Monkey Boy around school?
Probably. There's
sure
a
they
Secret
did.
Santa event, and the girl who got me just immediately bought a poster of a proboscis monkey off of Redbubble, and I've had that hanging up ever since.
And that was the first time a girl was nice to you.
No.
And the last.
Come on. No, but so yeah, no, that is the origin of that Twitch stream proboscis monkey poster, but I still have it. So we will call this broad community of, you know, Instagram and now Twitter posters of ethical primate memes. We'll just call them primate fans because I don't know what else to call them. So it comes across, this community sometimes can come across as a bit scoldy, I've noticed. But like we've talked about this, I feel like
you mean
kind of
specifically the insistence of only kind of using like what ethical practices in there.
yeah, like
Can you describe what these ethical practices are?
Well, let me just coach what I'm saying first with, we've said this before. I honestly think it's kind of necessary at this point to be kind of a scold about this because people are really dumb. Like,
people are really dumb.
You really need to hammer that shit in. Like,
apparently, if you live in the Southwest, you can buy a fucking spider monkey for $20.
yeah, and people get like irritated at these people for like whenever meme accounts will post a picture of, you know, a monkey wearing a funny outfit, and they will get their ass. They'll post infographics and shit. You know, when they break out the infographics, that's when you know shit's getting real. But it's like, I feel like this is the only counterbalance to the monkey torture algorithm. You know what I mean?
That's true.
If you're into monkey photos online, which everyone is, you can't just tell people, sorry, there's ethical concerns. You can't look at monkeys online. You would be shot like a dog for saying that.
No more cute animal pictures on your phone. Do you know how many people log
1984.
on? Yeah. So, millions of people across America log onto their phone every single day for the explicit purpose of looking at cute animals. And if you said no baby orangutans,
they would hunt you down.
Hunt you down like the animal.
So,
you
like,
are.
the only real alternative I see is, like, these kind of people who are, like, extremely vigilant and principled about it, which, you know, I respect. I don't know. I respect it.
Especially, like...
It's a good hustle.
I mean, yeah, when these people are, like... as, you know, doing this as, like, a very seriously dedicated hobby or, like, actually making money off of their blogs or whatever, posting about monkey pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I'm glad to see that there is a kind of standard that they're meeting, you know, a kind of criteria of, like, okay, are we doing something that will not kind of, like, pipeline into the monkey torture.
Right. I think it...
And that might be one of the big concerns.
I think it serves as, like, an algorithm hijacker, but in a good way, if you think about it. Because, like, every social media website in the world is feeding people images of baby monkeys in diapers and shit. And intentionally or not, encouraging pet primate ownership. But, like, if you start liking monkey memes, and then these people get into your algorithm, all of a sudden... like, you're only getting the good shit that's not, like, convincing you to buy a baby monkey.
Or they're forcing you to think about
and they're forcing you to think about what you're looking at, right. Like, if you look at too many of these kind of memes from, like, the primate fans, the primate enjoyers, eventually your algorithm just starts feeding you Photoshop edits of Budi, the orangutan.
Can we say ethical non-human primate fans?
Ethical non-human primate fans. Like I said earlier, I think this started, like, around COVID, and a lot of memes started revolving around Budi. Like, if you search Budi on Instagram, let's do this right now. I'm just going to see what shows up. Budi, by the way. Like, look at this. Like, there are so many fucking...
What you doing February 14th?
I know. I had fucking pick of the litter making the cover art here because you. Just
I know.
Booty,
like
10
Booty,
million images of it.
Instagram user Booty King, 1,000 followers.
Just makes booty edits all day.
Yeah,
Booty
let's see.
Goomba.
Brilliant
Every day,
Booty,
booty
48.5 thousand followers.
Just dedicated to booty posting.
Look, this person has a fucking booty tattoo.
We should be booty posting.
We should be booty posting.
Imagine how many.
Okay, I should get this tattoo. It's
You
just
should.
this is
With the caption or no?
Yes, with the caption.
Okay.
It is a tattoo of Booty the orangutan with papyrus font that says, "I'm for real a freak, just let me know." Liked
Like that shit.
500,000. There's another Booty the orangutan tattoo.
And to make our point here, in the description of brilliant_Booty, one of the first things they say, no pet primates.
And it says, follow the link for Booty's story and to donate. Like, it's like, I don't know. I get it.
Yeah,
man.
people who are like genuinely invested and aware of like the various institutions that are providing, you know, healthcare and support and all this stuff for these animals. It's kind of the thing we talk about this often about how like, yeah, zoos are bad, but you know, zoos, sanctuaries.
I don't think zoos are bad. I just think that
zoos can
be bad, and it's unideal to have animals in captivity. But this is a conversation that I think we will flow into eventually. I've accounted for this.
Accounted for this. I see.
I've accounted for this.
I see. I'm playing right into his hand.
So Budi, the reason why he became a meme is because he was a rescued baby orangutan from the International Animal Rescue. There's a video of him refusing to drink his special milk.
Oh, Budi, drink your milk.
But he's super bald, and I think
He's just like me for real.
well, right.
Yeah.
I think that's why people find him so funny, and because he looks funny as hell, because he's very bald.
Yeah, he's not supposed to be that bald.
But the circumstances of why he's bald is pretty sad. But it through these memes, it's exposed a lot of people to Budi's story and his rehabilitation into a healthy adult orangutan. You can look up present day photos of Budi, and he's rocking that shit. He's 11 years old now.
Wow.
So Budi's
Is
story.
he still an adolescent at 11 years old?
I think that's
I mean,
considered juvenile.
Okay.
I can't remember the classification. That's not even.
How long do they live again?
They can.
Like 40 to 50
Yeah,
years?
like usually 40 to 50 years. I don't know if it's different for
I know for like the
orangutans.
first 10-ish years, orangutans live with their mothers. And they do like their little things. And then,
they do their little
and then
things.
after that, they kind of go off on their own.
Yeah, they.
Okay.
So typical lifespan is 35 to 40 years, though they can obviously live to be up to like 60. It's same as other great apes, really.
Especially in captivity.
So Budi's story, rescue. For the first year of his life, baby orangutan Budi was kept as a pet in a chicken cage and fed entirely on condensed milk. A local from Kubing in Ketapong had been keeping Budi as a pet and could no longer cope when he became very unwell. In December of 2014, Budi's misery and suffering came to an end when he was finally rescued. His condition was extremely critical during the journey to the rescue center, which took more than 10 hours by boat and by road. Oh my god. Ever since Budi was captured while still a small baby, he had never been given solid food, which resulted in severe malnutrition. His body was swollen up with fluid owing to the lack of protein. The initial reports from the veterinary staff who were monitoring Budi closely on his journey stated that he was extremely weak, unable to move, and suffering from severe anemia.
No, Budi.
But like he looks so cute. It's like so sad. It's like depressing. That's why he looked so cute and funny.
Yeah. He does have a soulfulness.
He has a certain.
He has a soulfulness, a sadness behind his eyes.
There's a certain soul in his eyes. So
Our soulful white boy.
the next chapter of his story is quarantine. Thankfully, Budi survived the long journey to the rescue center and was admitted to quarantine, where he would be monitored round the clock by a team of expert veterinarians. At first, he didn't have the strength to sit up on his own, and his malnutrition left his limbs painfully swollen and bent. Luckily, Budi responded well to treatment and began his slow recovery to good health. He started to find the strength to sit up on his own, unsupported for short periods of time, and the metabolic disease that was affecting his bones was being treated. All the food he was eating had to be blended, as he had not learned how to chew, but he really enjoyed sucking on slices of orange. Within a few short weeks, Budi was starting to pull himself up using low branches of foliage in his quarantine quarters, which delighted his carers. He had already come such a long way from his tragic case of neglect as a young baby, and there's a picture of him holding himself up, very good. Rehabilitation, another very cute picture of Budi. He's just a funny looking guy.
He is a real funny looking. I didn't realize when I first was looking at him how bald he was. Like I
He's
saw him,
so
he's
bald,
like,
and
yeah,
he's so bald and bloated that it's like
He's quite bald.
I think you know what? I think part of his appeal is that he does just kind of look like a human baby.
Yeah,
like
he looks like a sassy
fresh,
little guy.
fat little baby.
Yeah. Okay, so his rehab. Budi continued to improve every day, but as the swelling and pain in his body receded, his misshapen and weak muscles were revealed.
Hey, come on. Chill on my boy.
Yeah.
Chill on my boy. Not too much.
The vets began vital physical
Chill on my
therapy
boy.
to ensure his little body would begin developing correctly. Each day, Budi became happier and healthier.
He started hitting
enjoying-
PRs.
Yeah, every single day, new PRs. He's breaking records. Enjoying being out in the sunshine in his hammock, he's just like me for real.
True.
When he saw food arriving, he would open his mouth wide and hold onto the vet's hand to help her guide it in. He's just like me for real.
Hold on. Hold on.
And he would get very quickly tired out from his daily physiotherapy sessions, but they would be essential in making his arms and legs stronger. He's just like me for real.
Yes.
In the wild, orangutans spend 90% of their time in trees. So if Budi was with his mother in the forest, he would be constantly clinging to her side as she moved through the trees. Therefore, it is vital that Budi gains his ability to climb if he is ever to be released in the wild. Budi's appetite began to mature, and he was soon eating more solid foods. He had a very big appetite, and his favorite foods included banana, cucumber, tomato, aubergine, and guava. But he was not so keen on his leafy greens.
What's an aubergine?
I want to question this bit here, but I'll let you say what you're going to say.
Oh, I just wanted to say again, I love that all monkeys do genuinely just fucking love bananas. Like,
Yeah.
that's
They
right.
love
That's
bananas.
right, man.
They're
That's
so
absolute-
good.
That's so
You
right.
ever
dude.
had a perfect ripe banana? Ever slice it onto your oatmeal? Put it with your cereal? Peanut butter and banana sandwich?
Yes,
Having a peanut butter
God.
banana sandwich.
If you gave an orangutan a kitchen, they would invent every single deployment of a banana we've ever thought of and like
If you
500
give
new ones.
a moose a muffin,
If you gave a monkey a kitchen.
give
Okay,
the monkey a kitchen.
Yeah.
I want to question this line here about Budi being released back into the wild.
Mhm.
Because in my thinking, in my mind,
Free him.
if you have a like infant, less than 1 year old little orangutan, no mom to be found, is it at all conceivable to release him into the wild before he meets that like maturation period where he would leave his mother naturally? Or would you just have to take care of him for 7 to 10 years while he matures and then release him into the wild? Is that what they're saying?
Kind of.
Well,
The idea.
I'm-
Yes. What were you saying?
Is part of it just because, like, if they're not big enough for predators? Like, that's why they stay with mom for 10 years? That's quite a long time for primates.
Probably.
Like,
Yeah.
second
I
only
mean,
to
it
us,
is
right?
uniquely long for
Yeah.
primates and great apes besides us.
Are they second only to us, right?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, honestly.
Because, I mean, let's think about this realistically, like humans in a state of nature, whatever that may be. A human would probably really, like, in an early primate setting, stay for... Did you guys cut out? Did I lose you guys immediately? It's like so cool that the minute I have something to say, my shit cuts out.
Okay, so you were saying though?
Oh, cool! Look, it just came back.
Oh my god!
Holy fucking hell!
You're gonna have
Okay.
to. You're gonna.
Just stay on your phone so that you can
I'm
transition. real
staying
quick
on my
if you-
phone so I can go back and forth. But anyway,
Okay.
Humans in kind of a state of nature, it would be what, like 14, 15 years before like a kid would be able to technically survive by themselves.
You know, I'm actually not sure. I would.
Like, are we more socially? We stay with our parents for as long as we do from a more social perspective, not necessarily a full-on survival perspective.
Oh, you mean like pre-agricultural revolution?
Yeah, like in the Neolithic, pre-farming, like they were still staying together in
Okay.
these tribal units, right? But they weren't like it's not necessarily like they're being taken care of like they're a child still, right? Like by the time you can walk around, you're out there
seriously
picking berries
scrolling
with
through
everybody.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's like an answer, but it seems like I'm just gonna go with my original answer. I don't think there's a way to determine when human children left their families on average, like pre-agricultural revolution. But like also we're kind of, I assume it'd just be natural to us, like what we do now, where we just stay with our families for as long as we want or as long as we are accepted until like we decide to start our own family. Or
Yeah.
something. I mean, obviously the construction of a family is a very it's different.
Socially informed,
It's socially
idea.
informed, culturally informed idea. You know, what our conception of family is and how that works is varies widely across the world, and obviously has varied through time.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not hard to imagine that you would probably just be in like just a group of like your extended family just moving around, and there was no real pressure to ever like leave. Probably, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
So
like,
it's hard to
they're
quantify
interesting.
with people.
They're interesting because they are solitary creatures.
Yeah. No, it is very interesting that orangutans do this because they're so solitary.
Yeah. Do you want to know what my ping spike to? I have a little chart. It's still going. Do you know what my ping spike to when I disconnected?
What?
35,000.
Holy shit, man.
Because the rest of the time I hover at like 100.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
There are
Good
motherfuckers
Lord.
in Bombay with better fucking internet connection than me.
Is your internet built into your rent?
Yeah.
Okay. At least don't.
Otherwise I would have gone and gotten my own.
Yeah.
It also really hasn't given me any problems until the last like month. It's like been doing this.
Well, you know,
And I'm only staying
can
for
tell
another
you're about
8
to leave. So
I got
yeah.
8 weeks left. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So back to Budi.
Back to Budi.
After the
Don't gotta tell me
the
about
sort of
Budi.
physical therapy rehabilitation era, he started preschool, which is much like the Orangutan Jungle School, although this is a different organization. Much like that TV show, these rescue sanctuaries, whatever you want to call them, animal rescues, have a sort of like school, quote unquote, to teach orangutans to do vital tasks and activities that they'll need to do in the wild
To,
in
like,
order
be
to
orangutan.
survive. To be an orangutan, they have to teach them how to be an orangutan from the ground up because they don't have that mother guiding them and teaching them.
Mother!
So once Budi was well enough, he was introduced to another baby orangutan, Jemmy. Although Budi is older than Jemmy, his development is behind due to the lack of nutrition prior to his rescue and his subsequent health problems. Neither Budi nor Jemmy has met another orangutan since being taken from their mothers at a very young age. He proceeded to spend his days with Jemmy in their enclosure while playing on the ropes and branches. When Budi was taken into the day enclosure, he would keep looking back for Jemmy and would cry for him if left on his own. Oh my god. Oh man.
The poor little guy.
At the end of their
Oh,
days, they
ladies.
both shared a hammock in the clinic. Well, that's cute.
And
Then-
they had a little video. The International Animal Rescue. They got a little video of Jemmy and Budi playing here together on the website.
Yeah, it's very cute.
They're very cute.
They are very adorable.
Oh, I like that they call. There's a difference between preschool and baby school.
Yeah,
No.
they got preschool, baby school, and forest school
Oh.
leading up to his release.
They're so cute.
Spoiler alert. So, as Budi continued to go from strength to strength, his muscles became stronger and he became a confident climber. He would sometimes lose his balance when walking, but when he fell over, he really loved the feeling of playing in the dirt and sand and would roll around and push his face in it. Okay, real. Before pulling
Just like
himself
you for
up.
real.
Yeah. He was
Just
at a
like
very
me.
mischievous age and loved to slide about on the tiled floor of his night area for fun. Budi and Jemmy were then introduced to some of the orangutans at baby school for the very first time. It was amazing to see how the others welcomed the pair into the group. The first to come and greet Budi were the big boys, Anjas and Rocky. They were closely monitored to ensure that they didn't get too rough for the little ones. It is normal in orangutan play situations to have lots of hair pulling and play biting, and after just a few minutes, Budi was giving as good as he was getting. Joyce took a lot of interest in Budi and was very sweet and gentle with him. Budi continued to enjoy getting dirty in the sand, but after half an hour, he sought out the comfort and security of Cha-Cha. Budi really loved baby school and would visit for half an hour each day, returning home for lunch. Like this. Look,
Time to send little baby Budi to school.
part of me is just like, if I ever get to this point in my life, I'm just gonna say fuck it and move to Indonesia and just have this be my full-time job, low-key.
Oh,
Low
dude,
key.
and then you can kill, what's his name?
Ian
Miles
Miles Jong. Look out,
You-
motherfucker.
You can just kill. Every now and then I see a
They don't
tweet
even
of
got
his and
laws that. No, I'm kidding.
I know, dude. Every now and then I see a tweet of his and I fantasize about, like, I could absolutely book a flight to Malaysia, stab him to death in public, and then just fly home.
Nobody will stop you.
Nobody
Who
would
would
stop
stop me?
Nobody was telling me. I know everybody in his town fucking hates him.
Absolutely.
Like, oh, the America boo over there.
I've
Like,
planned
you,
it out.
You could
I've
break
got
into his house and kill him, and nobody would know. For like,
Diane
you
Fossey
could-
style.
you
Cut a
could.
hole in it with a machete.
like, oh, Ian's dead. Thank God.
All right, back to the cute baby orangutan. So, forest school. After 2 years undergoing rehabilitation, Budi made such good progress that he graduated.
So big.
Yeah, no, he got big. He
Booty got
looks a
real
little
big.
chopped. With,
That booty got big.
Yeah, with his receding hairline, but he's
Yeah.
still cute. He's still got that light behind his eyes, that soulful wisdom.
Wish I had that still.
So, this is a real step up for infant orangutans, and they have to display specific behaviors before they're deemed ready to move on to the next stage of their journey towards eventual release back into the wild. The first indication that Budi would be ready for forest school was when he refused to leave the forest and returned to his den at the end of the day. He was no longer dependent on humans and did not have any desire to share his nest with his friends. He was growing with confidence every day. So I guess part of maturing and going through I guess, orangutan puberty is like becoming
an incel.
Becoming the lonely stoner who frees his mind at night. Yeah. Budi loves to seek out rotten branches and eat the termites and ants within, and can be seen testing various leaves for their taste.
He's just like me for real.
True.
Just like me. That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah. He is still currently in forest school, spending his time in the highest trees in Pulau Manyay. That's how you say it. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Sorry.
You better get good at it, boy. You're going to Indonesia.
He's learning the survival skills he will need in the wild and can now confidently build a nest for sleeping in at night. He's a very popular orangutan and can often be seen teaching others what he has learned. And then the last section here is release. After 8 years of rehabilitation, Budi has been released back into his rightful home, the wild.
Oh, wow.
Budi's triumphant return to the wild is a testament to the unwavering dedication and collaboration between government authorities, NGOs, local communities, and corporations committed to conserving Bornean orangutan populations.
This might sound like a crazy question. Did Indonesia, they were a functioning society?
I think so, yeah. Well,
like, they're doing better than everyone else in the region, right? Like, they're doing well? Because, like, normally you hear things like this about, like, these rehab facilities, and, like, there's almost no government help. It's all NGOs. And, like, they released them, and then the next sentences, and we're really worried someone's going to shoot him.
Yeah, and we will actually get to that, because that's a problem in America, too, so this leads into a lot of subjects.
We know America's a failed state.
Well, right, America is a failed state. But I think Malaysia and Indonesia are, like... I honestly don't know a lot about their politics, but they seem relatively stable.
Well, Malaysia did just do a genocide.
When did Malaysia do a genocide?
When did they do that?
Didn't Burma just do a genocide?
Well, Burma and Malaysia are two different countries.
Yeah, that's Myanmar.
I get Malaysia.
Yeah, doing better than Myanmar.
The last thing I really know about, like, Indonesian politics is, you know, the Jakarta method. But that was all, like, all of that, like, Sukarno, all that shit was in, like, the 50s and 60s. Since then, I assume they're kind of a one-party state, but...
I'm mutuals with some Indonesian communists, I think, so...
But, like, Indonesia is, like, the 5th largest country by population on Earth. Like, it's a very large country. Oh, dude, yeah. It's, like, China, India... It's, like, China, India, America, Nigeria, Indonesia.
281 million? I did not know that. God damn.
It's a very, very, very big country, dude.
Fourth most like one of the... populous country.
Yeah. It's China, India, us, them, right?
Oh, Greg disconnected again.
Bye-bye, Greg.
And we swap back over to the phone.
Well, yeah, the last little bit here we have to say.
I guess this is Borneo, not necessarily Indonesia, though. So, but either way, like, there's
Borneo
a lot of support.
Is in Indonesia.
I thought it was a part of Malaysia. Am I stupid?
Malaysia is like, if you look at a map, Malaysia's like a peninsula and then a piece of an island. Indonesia is all of those islands.
Yeah. Oh, it's an island shared by Indonesia, Malaysia, and Brunei. So Indonesia controls the largest portion of the island, with Malaysian states Sabah and Sarawak making up 26%. And Brunei occupies a small separate... Okay, this is confusing, but yeah, they fucking split it. I don't know.
So Budi was released in Bukit Baka Bukit Raya National Park along with 5 other orangutans in June of 2023. The release operation started out from Yiari's Rehabilitation Center in Ketapang on the 22nd of June and took 4 days of travel and trekking through the jungle to the release site. The location in the national park was chosen because the condition of the forest was in accordance with the habitat orangutans need, as well as the abundance of trees that would provide enough food for orangutans, which are mangrove trees, right? That's like the thing.
Yeah, I mean, well, mangrove trees are an important part of the habitat for orangutans and proboscis monkeys, but the forest surrounding it is also, like, equally as important. There's been an understanding more recently that, like, you can't just preserve the mangrove swamp, you know, like, you have to do, like, all of it, or else shit's gonna get really fucked up.
The ecosystem is interdependent on other elements?
What? No way! So that's why, like, so many, like, tree replanting efforts in Borneo have been, like, so mixed results, unsuccessful, because they're like, all right, let's get out there with some NGOs and plant some mangrove saplings. Am I right, gang? And then when it still doesn't support the local ecosystem, they're like, what the fuck's going on? We're only logging the surrounding area. What's going on? Which we've talked about, the imperialist pressure that is... I think if this episode is our olive branch to the primate fan community, I wanted to say, I don't know the average political makeup of this community. It seems to be like a loose left coalition of like vegans and environmentalists, but like, you know, on this podcast, we are communists. So we view these problems through a lens of material analysis. And, like, when we talk about government struggling to do conservation stuff, we are very careful to mention, like, the imperialist pressure that is causing this in the first place. Like, the economic conditions that are forcing them to rely on the logging and palm oil industries are being thrust upon them by the imperial epicenters of the world. So that's something to keep it, like, it's not just like, oh, the fucking Indonesian government. Like, yes, but also. So yeah, Budi is in the wild, and I believe they still go out and find him sometime and take pictures. Maybe they don't mention this, but one thing I've always talked about is animal rehabilitation and release is a very noble and good mission, but oftentimes these animals, they go out in the wild and they realize, oh man, this shit kind of sucks, and they just sort of go back to the sanctuary to hang out again. Like, let me back in there, man. But I guess the benefit of this particular arrangement is the sanctuary is basically already in the forest. Like, they drove him pretty far away, but like, if he does come back, then he can just hang out in the outskirts of this sanctuary, really. But so his story and rehabilitation are, once again, very similar to the Orangutan Jungle School that has the BBC, or no, it's not BBC, it's some other like British public broadcast channel. The Orangutan Jungle School is the Nyaru Menteng Orangutan Rescue and Rehabilitation Center in Kalimantan. I think that's how you say that. It's in Indonesia. The Indonesian part of Borneo.
It's Kalimantan.
Kalimantan? Yeah. Well, that sounds more right.
Sounds a little better. Yeah.
So it's run by the Borneo Orangutan Survival Foundation, and another big character that has gotten really popular in the memes from the Orangutan Jungle School is Valentino, or Cheeky Valentino, as they call him on the show. And I thought this was really funny. I was trying to find info about him, and the first result was Valentino on the Orangutan Jungle School wiki. So they've got like a fandom wiki page for the Orangutan Jungle School. Let me read this real quick. Valentino, also known by the moniker Cheeky Valentino, is one of the main cast members of Orangutan Jungle School. In addition to being the class clown at Jungle School, Valentino is also known for his friendships with fellow students Utris and Madara, which also both have their own pages.
Cute.
Valentino was rescued on Valentine's Day 2015 after being found alone on a riverbank near a palm oil plantation at the age of 5 to 6 months old. Oh. He's also really huge and kind of fat, but it's in a funny and cute way. I don't know, he's another funny little orangutan that is in a lot of these memes. A lot of these memes revolve around baby orangutan specifically, which, fair. But there are some
They do get a little bit less cute as they get older.
They do get a little ugly. However, it's fine. I still love them. And I know we said we'd get all the politics out earlier, but it is worth noting, if we can read Valentino's story if we want, but it's also worth mentioning the Borneo Orangutan Survival Foundation did get $50,000 stolen from it by Elon Musk's stint in Doge, making him once again the most powerful and evil monkey torturer in the world.
His life's work is to torture as many monkeys as he can.
It seems like it fucking is. What is his goddamn problem?
There's something wrong with him, fundamentally. But if it makes you all feel any better, you know, it's June 17th, glad to say, Elon Musk was forced to retire in disgrace and get humiliated in front of the whole world.
This might sound really bad, but what are the odds that Elon's involvement in the administration were preventing a war with Iran?
Maybe the theater and, like, utter incompetence
Well,
did that.
I don't even think so, because a lot of like the super wacko right-wing nut jobs are like against this, ostensibly for a lot of the same reasons we are. Like, we're gonna kill a bunch of people for no reason, etc.,
I don't-
etc. But for them, it's like it doesn't make us any money. But
It's possible because Elon was in there, and then immediately after we're starting a war with Iran. So there's a correlation there. But like you also got to consider that Trump immediately packed his entire what's the word I'm looking for? Council, cabinet with
his fucking
with
council
war
was the
hawks.
Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds more appropriate for his administration.
Speaking
to be
of
fair,
evil fucking people, now we have the U.S. government or the U.S. military is like basically bought OpenAI.
oh yeah, no, it's shit's getting really bad.
We're
But let's focus back on the orangutans. It's fine. The FBI
Cyberdyne is here.
the
FBI's gonna save us all.
The FBI is euthanizing all of the racist Doge teens. They've been taken behind the shed. It's fine. We don't have to worry about
No more
them
broccoli
anymore.
haircuts. If you see somebody with a broccoli haircut, call your local FBI field office. They will swoop down on the individual.
I'm sorry,
have
but in
them
the year of
dealt
our
with.
Lord 2025, if you got a broccoli haircut, you are in the Hitler Youth.
Well, if you got one and you're white.
It doesn't count as a broccoli haircut if
yeah.
you're not white. I don't.
Yeah,
think.
fair enough. So
Let's go. New Max Pink Spike, 38,000.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
hell yeah,
30 whole
dude.
seconds.
So there's this website called The Long Journey Ahead for Valentino from Orangutan Outreach, posted on 2022. I think they're still making Orangutan Jungle School, so like if you follow that, you'll probably get this scoop firsthand.
I don't know if they're actually still making a Orangutan Jungle School. I think they made 2 seasons of it only.
There's been rumors.
Oh, okay. A new season will be coming out later this year. Or allegedly it was going to come out last year.
Yeah, I'm not
Hold
sure.
on, we have
There
Orangutan Jungle
was
School,
supposed to be a third
and
season.
there's another one, Handle with Care. I think that might be a sequel.
Where do we stream Orangutan School?
I don't know. I haven't been able to find it.
Okay, so Orangutan Jungle School is put out by Channel 4, which is like the alternative to BBC in the UK, I think.
And it's distributed by the Smithsonian Channel in the United States, but
Yeah.
I don't think they have a
so-
streaming service, do they?
They do. I believe it's free.
It's on Paramount streaming.
Oh. Well, maybe we'll have to find it on... Oh, yeah, Paramount Plus. Watch Orangutan Jungle School.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm stupid. Let's watch it. We should low-key watch it and just, like, do, like, a weekly check-in on our thoughts on the latest Orangutan Jungle School episodes. Just something to stop us from spiraling so
we're
bad.
not we're not allowed to just do reality TV. We can't like be watching Vanderpump Rules or something on the show. So we gotta make do.
This is our Vanderpump Rules.
This could be.
Valentino is our Lisa Vanderpump.
Oh, my goat. My goat. Oh, he's serving.
He is kind of serving. So
he's really serving. He's a handsome fella. I fuck with Valentino.
in the interest of time, we'll get to the more serious discussion and just say this article from 2022 caps off by saying Valentino still has a long journey ahead of him on the pre-release island before he can be released into the wild. But Valentino, we still support you.
We do support
We have your back.
Valentino, we stand behind you, as do all warriors of Allah. We will do anything we can.
All of Allah's warriors will pray for you.
So, overall, this community and I was right, it started airing in 2019, and it got really big over the COVID pandemic, and so I think that's when this community sort of cropped up initially.
Mm-hmm.
So, overall, again, I think this is objectively a good counterbalance to the monkey hate algorithm.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, I've received some pushback online to me saying that shit's a primarily Anglosphere phenomenon.
Monkey hate?
Yeah. So I'll say they have a point, but I feel like that's missing the... I'm trying to make a more like material analysis of this trend. I'm not going to disprove any other examples of people in like China or Cuba doing animal torture shit.
But, we definitely talked at length extensively in our previous episodes about monkey hate that it's like an export. You know, like
Yeah, and I'm not saying that like this is a unique evil of white people, although maybe who's to say? But like my assertion is that animal torture is like a primarily fascist phenomenon in a lot of ways. Like capitalism in decay creates fascism, and fascism does not follow a coherent or consistent logic. Fascists are just obsessed with torturing animals because they're obsessed with control over bodies as an extension of their drive to control other people. Fascists torture animals while posturing as the biggest defenders of animals and morality because they view themselves as like Christ's stewards over nature and demand total control over it.
Yeah.
See every Republican petite bourgeois exotic animal sanctuary. We've talked about them a lot. See Peanut the squirrel. Every Republican legislator who calls trans people groomers and gets caught with 100 million gorilla bytes of child porn on their work hard drives. But
they're signing up for porn websites with their work email.
Right. So the counterexamples people mention are that there's a famous monkey torture guy apparently based out of Cuba, and that there's a shockingly present and growing cat torture community in China. To which, I say China and Cuba have both undergone extensive economic liberalization to continue existing in a capitalist world economy, for one. And having an ideologically communist government doesn't mean you're free from the effects of economic liberalization or just the continued presence of capitalism. But, something that's worth reemphasizing is that socialist governments don't imply the absence of capitalist systems, but it's a stated intention to suppress and disenfranchise the capitalist class in favor of advancing the material conditions of the proletariat, right? This is, Marx 101 kind of stuff. But also, the kind of people who get absurdly wealthy and powerful in China and Cuba are usually extremely evil people, so I'm not going to deny that. I also don't think it's just about wealth. Because, as we see in the case of monkey torturers in America and the Imperial Corps in general, it's that adjacency to centers of power and control over people that creates these pathologies. And I think the sheer number of defense industry jackals in this scene speaks for itself in that regard.
We have got to fucking kill these people.
Low key. But yeah, like, finally, though, I think people understand my Marxist analysis sometimes. People just don't understand my analysis, dude. No, but like Marxism is a useful lens for analyzing societal economic phenomenon through a scientific lens, but it's not a rigid science of reality because that doesn't exist. Sometimes people are just pedophiles. Sometimes people are just insane and evil. Material conditions can help explain why these things crop up, why they are allowed to express these pathologies in a way that has real detrimental effects on the world around them.
Yeah.
But, like, it's not my assertion that white people are, like, uniquely addicted to monkey torture.
I think it's just, like we talked about, this export thing is like, you have to be a particular type of sociopath / psychopath to, kidnap a little baby monkey and torture them for money, right?
Right.
And then you have to be a particular kind of sociopath, but a different kind of sociopath, because the function of capitalism is to distance and put, like, a barrier between you and everything you consume and everything you do. That's fundamentally the purpose of it all.
Right.
So, like, what is necessary for this whole system of monkey torture to exist are sociopaths and psychopaths in, these nations where they can just grab a baby monkey very easily.
Right.
And these crazies in the US or these other places that can utilize their geographical and emotional distance from these things to try and, like, simulate, like, the shock and, like, the emotional response.
Right, and they're the ones creating the economic incentive.
Exactly, yeah.
To create this content in the first place.
What colonialism always is. What capitalism always is, Sick fucks creating economic demand to meet their weird
I'm a
fetishes.
sick fuck.
I like a quick fuck.
There it is.
He was onto something with that one.
Yeah,
You were
you know
fucking
what?
immediately on that. That was a good bit there.
Dude, I am still so fucking Kanye poisoned. Like, you...
I know it's bad. We can't keep talking about him, but like he's had an undeniable impact on my brain.
Yeah. He rewired shit up there, man.
Through the wire.
Dude! He's just sipping maple syrup! He can't eat the pancakes!
Yeah, So we got a weird blend of like really cute, wholesome content and like serious, dreadful content in this episode, but
our specialty.
And then
the
I
Guerrilla
want to
Radio
just
special.
apologize now to anybody who has made it through this horror show for my audio quality going from good to bad to good to bad to good to bad.
Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, I didn't even notice anything." Greg's coming bad the whole way through.
please direct your envelopes full of ricin to and please do not put this in the episode. Okay.
Okay. So, to cap it off with like a little conservation message, I think again the mission of primate rehabilitation is an objectively good and noble project, but there's a discussion to be had about like how it's like 10 years of work for a primate who you finally release him out into the wild, and then he's like, oh, shit is terrible out here.
Dude, I don't want to get a job.
Dude, I don't want to live out here. Put me back in the sanctuary, dude. And it's like, yes, morally, it feels good to like save this endangered species and put them back in the wild.
Yeah, where they belong.
Where they belong.
Where they do belong.
For the record, and like they help like conserve the habitat just by being there. Like they contribute to the ecosystem. We're not just doing this to feel good. But like we've talked about this a lot. Sweeping up the little glass shards after capitalism has come through and just smashed everything on the ground will only get you so far. You're playing damage control for a system that is out damaging our capacity to clean up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are at best we are putting the brakes on an inevitable decline here.
Like I appreciate the missions of conservation worldwide, but this has always been my criticism of Jane Goodall. It's too depoliticized, and I don't even mean that in a way like, because they're always like, oh, go talk to your congressman about sponsoring an orangutan jungle school, or tell them to stop this dam project from being built. Like, it's politicized in that way, but it's not politicized in a way that actually attacks the root of the problem: capitalism, imperialism.
Yeah, until conservation is strictly anti-capitalist, like, we are not going anywhere.
Like, it's fighting a losing battle. It's not addressing the root cause. It's just pretending that we can work around it, which, I'm sorry, we can't. A good example of this, I think, is the North Carolina Red Wolves. Do you know about the Red Wolves? Do we all know about this?
I've heard about
I know about the Red Wolves.
They don't really exist anymore.
Yeah, so to recap for our audience, the Red Wolves were hunted to essentially extinction because people thought they were coyotes, and the small landowners and farm owners in North Carolina just shot them on sight until there were literally none left. So zoos across the country set up breeding populations with the very, very few remaining individuals in captivity, and they got them to like a couple hundred individuals, and they were like, all right, we did it, mission complete. Let's reintroduce the Red Wolves. And then when they re-released these wolves back in North Carolina, the same farmers shot them to death to the point of extinction again. So we got to feel good. We're reintroducing a wild population, but the problem was still there, and they got wiped out again. So now the few remaining red wolves that exist are kind of old, and a few individuals in captivity, probably related, so it's going to be very hard to reestablish a breeding population. And the very, very few that are still in the wild have all started hybridizing with coyotes. So now it's like they really are coyotes, and they really are going to eat your livestock. So there's literally no good thing to do. Like, our options are to let them die or keep them in zoos in captivity forever until maybe in the future we find a suitable way to release them. But, like, it's looking less and less likely that that's a possibility. And it's sad, but, like, what do we do? Let them die off forever? Some people, and that's been my problem with like the people who suggest that for pandas too. They're like, oh, like we've talked about this before again, but people are like, oh, pandas are such a waste. They're never gonna make it in the wild again. But like, at the very least, China has like a booming tourism industry and like wildlife conservation industry that makes billions and billions in profit that they can actually refunnel into making the lives of Chinese people materially better and not just enriching like individuals' pockets. Like there's no like panda billionaire.
And like, let's be real here. You go to work every day, you just send emails. Some motherfuckers go to work and they hang out with pandas.
I don't even send emails.
Both maybe existentially pointless things. One of them's at least fun to do. Right?
Right.
Sometimes I think about killing myself when I'm sending my emails.
What other option do you have? I don't ever think that because I have a fulfilling and meaningful job. But I traded that for making no money at all.
Yeah, it's...
They've paid me funny money, but boy, does it make me want to kill myself.
I think I'd take the money over this.
Oh, I'm taking the money. Don't worry.
Yeah, at least you can fill the gaping a hole in your heart with money.
I think you might have a gaping hole I could fill.
Thank you for chiming in, Corn Dog.
It's Pride Month.
Happy Pride, everyone. We're
Happy
still
Pride.
doing this bit.
We're still doing this. Well, it's not a bit, Austin. I want you.
Greg's repressed.
Okay.
Well,
Corn Dog is crying, so I think that depressing note is a fine one to end on.
I would like to wish you the best of luck in editing this absolute nightmare where I have 5 different audio tracks.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. And like the middle 15 minutes there is actually the blooper reel.
Yeah.
Every time I disconnect and you guys go, "Where'd Greg go?" You can.
Oh no, we just rolled right through it, man.
Yeah,
I noticed
we just started
that.
reading.
I noticed that when I would reconnect after a while, you guys were just talking like I was there the
we're
whole time.
professionals here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
if you liked this episode, and if you're here from Jungletwt or the Instagram monkey meme community, whatever you want to call it, please consider checking us out. Hopefully, you weren't turned off completely by this episode. We like to take things very seriously here at times, and other times get really silly with it. So there's a good blend.
And we promise that our production quality is usually better than what you're witnessing today. Normally there would be a lot more antics on my half, but I spent most of the time being my own tech support. So maybe
Greg's moving
calling in from the end of the world, the edge of the world itself.
Give us another shot. We have lots of great episodes out there, and if you really like our content, why don't you check us out on patreon.com/Gorilla Radio Show for bonus episodes and blooper reels.
Mm-hmm. Or you can check out our website at gorillaradio.show to
see
that Patreon link and everything else we're up to, like our social medias.
Go check out our very, very, very cool Web 1.0 inspired website.
It's very cool. It's very cute. Austin and I just streamed Elden Ring Night Rain the previous night, but usually
that's crazy that you're saying that like I wasn't there too.
Oh yeah,
yeah, you were there. You kind of bailed on us though. So like,
yeah, well, my internet sucks.
My internet sucks. Yeah. Okay, me, Austin, and Greg were playing Night Rain on our Twitch last night. That's twitch.tv/Gorilla Radio Show, and you can see Austin playing games there very often.
Sometimes he's playing with himself.
Sometimes he's playing with himself. And
check us out at
you can't watch those on VODs. You got to
watch those. onlyfans.com/Gorilla Radio Show.
All right, but yeah, thank you all so much. Consider joining our Patreon. We love you. For every $5,
I don't love. I'm sorry. I just say.
For every new $5 member that joins our Patreon, I have been posting the drafts of my Twitter. So the more of you do that, the crazier that shit's gonna get. So keep an eye out for that.
The more you post, the further back in time we go, everybody. So you can really see his emotional ups and downs.
Yeah, you'll get to like piece together the eras of my life.
All right, and let me pull up here the list of recently joined.
Everybody, you need everybody since June 6th? Well, let's read them out. What do we got? Who do we got?
Okay, starting on. Let's start here.
Oh wait, we already got Alex.
We did already get Alex.
Oh yeah, that is Alex.
No
Birdie,
fucking free lunch, bitch.
Birdie, Jacob, and Eddie.
Yes,
shout out
you
Birdie, Jacob, and Eddie. We love you so much.
Eddie, please give us your money. Also, Eddie and everyone else.
Why are you using the private relay on Apple? We're not going to steal your email. I would promise.
In case you don't know, if you're on Patreon, don't subscribe to people on Patreon through the Patreon app on your iPhone.
Oh yeah, apparently
because
that sucks.
Apple like steps in now and takes money directly from that that transaction, because they're trying to make some argument that they should be able to take some amount of percentage of everything.
Because mega corporations are evil. Please go to the actual website. You can do it on your phone still, everyone, but just go to the actual Patreon website.
You can use the Patreon app. Just don't subscribe or change your membership to people on the app at all.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to say who this is because I'm not going to dox them, obviously, but I think it's really funny. Someone signed up with their columbia.edu email.
That's true.
That's all real shit.
Good for that. Damn.
Good for you.
Damn. Wait. If you're going to Columbia or listen to us, I feel like we're real in the big leagues now, huh? Is there any other doxing email addresses here? Like you're just telling us what university you go to, like where you work?
I think that's the first time I've seen someone sign up with a work or school email.
Yeah, I don't think we've had anybody sign up with an
That's kind of beast mode, though.
Yeah, OPSEC. Check your OPSEC, motherfuckers. Oh, hold on. Was that there was an edu there a second ago? I just scrolled past it.
I think you can filter it. You can just type in the search bar like .edu.
MTU? Someone goes to MTU.
Is that...
What's MTU?
Michigan Tech University.
Oh, I see. You're going to school to be a welder.
Come on, be nice. Sorry.
Okay. Anyway, thank you, Birdie, and thank you, Jacob, and thank you, Eddie. But you haven't given us any money yet, so
give us some money, Eddie. And
give us some money, Eddie.
If you're still here, honestly, like you clearly like us, so. Mm-hmm. You made it to the last minute.
What, you got a fucking crush or something, you loser?
Yeah, you fucking dork. What, you want to fuck me or something? Come on. Come fuck me.
All right.
You want to fuck me so bad you look stupid.
All right, bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
All right, I think you got to go.
Yeah, wait, Greg, can you end it? Okay.
No, I can't end it. I have no internet.
Please.
He's such a little fucking baby.
I may be a white boy, but I'm not stupid.